Hi, and welcome to the third part of my three-part series on IRA rollovers. In the first video, we talked about the options that you need to consider when you're thinking about maybe rolling your money over from your retirement plan to an IRA. So let's review those options. In this video, we're going to start with the assumption that you've made the decision to roll your money over. So now the question might be, well, when do you do it? And that may depend on where and what type of a plan it's coming from to what type of a plan and where it's going to. So let's look at a couple of examples. So let's say your plan was invested in the stock and bond market in different funds, and you're moving from there to another plan that's also invested in different stock and bond funds. Now, there will be times when the markets go up and down. It's very difficult, virtually impossible to try and time that one. So let's say if you're moving the money out, but by the time it actually leaves your employer plan, it's down a little bit. And I've had clients worry about this. They say, well, now should we move it or should we just hang on to the check or not invest it until the market goes back up? The problem with that is nobody knows how to time the market that way. So my suggestion is if you had it in a plan that will be similar in nature to where you're going into, it's probably going to follow similar trends. Obviously, that's not guaranteed. So the bigger mistake might be not having it in the market, because if it happens to be down and you miss those up days, you may not get those back up. Now, if your money is going from a very conservative vehicle and you're purely looking for a better rate or a better guarantee, then there really isn't any of that market trend issue to even consider. Now, if you're going into something very different, then you've got considerations to make. For instance, if you're in a contract where your income guarantees may increase every year that you don't use the investment, that may be a reason for getting in at a certain time and starting that clock. I don't want to get too far into the specifics or those kinds of granular details, because that gets into an area where you really need to work with someone that'll explain it properly, fairly, and they'll be doing it in your best interest. Now, I realize that there potentially could be a lot to go over when you're making this kind of decision, and I can't possibly cover it in this period of time, which, again, sounding like a broken record, why I recommend that you work with someone that not only understands the different types of contracts and the reasons for moving from one place to another, if as long as it's in your best interest, someone that's working for you in the capacity of a fiduciary.